same time, but the ace Sun outside of FGCU, bunch of little guys.
Well, and this team is just coming off scoring 103 points, a lot from the outside, so it's for matchup purposes to change that lineup.
Jacksonville plays a lot of zone, 2-3, 1-3-1 matchup. The Eagles struggled against zone lately. South Carolina Upstate held them to 60 total points in their only conference loss of the season by playing a matchup zone. Rajon Tucker, meanwhile, drives through it but misses the finish. Here's Darian Fernandez. Quickly to Rubio for three. Zach Johnson out to Christian Terrell. Tucker open for three. Demetrius Morant with the rebound. And he lost his footing and traveled.
Man-to-man defense for both teams, for the Eagles, I mean, and the 1-3-1 zone for the Dolphins.
FGCU going to throw a little full court pressure. This team has shown not only a liking, but an affinity for playing full court. This is the most up-tempo team Joe Dooley's had in his 4 years with the Eagles.
Well, they're quick, they're athletic, they're long, they can play it, and they're deep.
Tanner Rubio over to Darian Fernandez. Terrell looking to run 3-on-5. Jacksonville doing a nice job of getting back. Zach Johnson open three, short arms it. However, the rebound tipped over to Rajon Tucker with the game's first points.
Rajon doing some damage, hanging around the basket for a second shot.
100 seconds in. Jacksonville's had recent success against FGCU. They swept the Eagles last year in the regular season.
Interesting matchup with Goodwin starting off on Rubio.
Cody Helgelin forces up a wild shot. And even though Jacksonville tracked down the miss, since the shot didn't hit the rim, it's a shot clock violation. That's Tony Jasic in his third season. Dolphins are 6-5 on the road this year. And with 14 wins already in the season, it's nearly as many as they had all of last year.
But only 2-4 in the conference. They have not played as well in the conference as they did in non-conference action.
Goodwin, a wild air ball, the miss. Zach Johnson with the alley-oop to Morant.
Penetrate against the zone, and you'll find open people.
Now this must feel like a scoring drought for Jacksonville after scoring 103 the other night. Took them 2 minutes and 44 seconds before scoring tonight. That's Darian Fernandez, the senior, with his 44th three on the season. Tucker had it knocked away from him, stolen away by Clayton. Good hustle by Jacksonville. Rubio couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Joe Dooley in his fourth year at FGCU. 3 20-win seasons before this one. Certainly on pace for his fourth. At 16-6 and the all-important 5-1 in conference play.
Jacksonville has started strong in this 1-3-1 zone. They've gotten hands up in the passing, active hands, and they've gotten into the passing lane.
Goodwin with the drive, bucket in the foul. Well, the Eagles.
The 1-3-1, when you attack the elbows and you look opposite for the diagonal pass to the corner, there's going to be open shots. The Eagles haven't made any yet, but those are where the shots will come from on this 1-3-1.
4-point lead for FGCU. Once again, some backcourt pressure, a little bit more than token. Helgelin gets it across midcourt, hands back off to Fernandez. Fernandez splits the D. J.R. Holder. Three from the wing for Helgelin.
That's what they're looking for. Open threes.
That's his 42nd three. There's his 40th three, I should say, of the season. He shoots it at over a 40% clip. Tucker sets up Terrell for three. Morant the rebound and a foul. Foul is on Clayton at 6'6", trying to battle the 6'9" Demetrius Morant.
Both these teams we've seen show some full court pressure, David, today, but it's to take time off the clock so neither team has to defend for the full shot clock in the half court.
Morant down low, and he's fouled from behind, so Demetrius Morant's presence being felt, at least by racking up some fouls. That one on Helgerlin. His first third-team foul on JU. Morant, who's a dramatically improved free throw shooter, despite that miss. Shot free throws his first 2 years with FGCU at less than 50%. Was at 75% a couple of weeks ago. It's going down about a percentage point a game, and of course I jinxed him. He misses them both. The other way, J.R. Holder gets behind the Eagles defense and draws the foul. But J.R. Holder will go to the line to shoot two to try to give Jacksonville the lead when we come back. Eagles and Dolphins play a team like Jacksonville. I mean, they shoot so many threes. They're going to make their fair share.
Yeah, they are, and they do it well. What you want to do now is, since they're not hurting you in the basket in transition, you got to recover now and to the arc so you are ready to defend on the catch rather than to transition back into the lane, which is the normal spot you would run to on defense. You run to the arc and pick up shooters right away.
Goodwin with the basketball. He picked up the foul on that last sequence and draws the foul here. And that is the second on Darian Fernandez. And the fourth team foul on the Dolphins.
Both teams are really aggressive in pushing the ball.
Goodwin, 79% free throw shooter, who's been even better than that down the stretch of many a close game this year. He was fouled shooting a three at North Florida when the Eagles trailed by 3 in the closing moments. Hit all 3 free throws to calmly tie the game. Down 2 with under a second to play at Stetson, and Tanner Rubio stepped out of bounds for the turnover. Goodwin with less than a second to go at Stetson, down 2, fouled shooting a 3, hit all 3 free throws to give the Eagles the 1-point win.
He loves the big moment.
Zach Johnson looking to alley-oop it. Good defense there by Clayton. Here's Holder the other way. Rubio thought about a 3, but Goodwin was ready for it. Marcel White in the game for the first time since the opening game of the season. 22 games missed due to injury. White, a senior out of Lake Wales, number 13. Played 24 minutes, scored 10 points. And this just his second game of the year. What an addition. Jacksonville has a lot of experience on the bench. 4 seniors they can go to if they want. Zach Johnson comes up short. Christian Terrell saves it. Zach now alley-oops it.
Excellent job of the Eagles penetrating the zone and dropping it off for high percentage dunks.
Christian Terrell saved that. Demetrius Morant has 4 points. The Eagles lead by 4. Holder. Nice skip pass, White for 3.
Looked a little rusty on that one.
Nearly 5.5 minutes gone by. Down low. Morant passed it out. No, you take it. No, you take it. It's like the Eagles are playing hot potato. And eventually maybe one too many passes.
Very unselfish, but very ineffective too. They had open shots. You've got to take open shots.
Reggie Reed checks into the game for Zach Johnson. And Travius Simmons checks into the game for Demetrius Moran.
You couldn't run a play and get a better open look than they had in that sequence. So they've got to take those open shots against the zone.
Well, you commented early on it'd be offense against defense. So far right now, the defensive team winning out.
And they're doing a heck of a job closing out quickly on shooters.
Helgelin, who made one earlier, misses that three. Brandon Goodwin splits the zone. Tucker out of control. And FGCU finally turns it over. Rubio with the steal. Holder fakes a three. DeMontrez Austin passed up a golden opportunity. And Cody Helgelin's glad he did as he hits his second three.
Helgelin wasn't going to miss two in a row.
So 3 threes for Jacksonville to keep them right there with the Eagles. Reed to the cutting Tucker. Now Terrell wide open three. Eagles have missed a couple of those tonight. Tie up for the loose ball. Nope, they're going to say that Marcel White.
Team Jacksonville is going to say, okay, see if you can match us with threes, because we're pretty good at it.
Well, that Marcel White.
Team Jacksonville is going to say, okay, see if you can match us with threes, because we're pretty good at it.
Well, and Upstate came in here and beat FGCU playing a matchup zone, but that's their normal defense.
Yes.
They didn't just game plan for FGCU. Same with Jacksonville.
This is their team. Yeah.
You know,
this is their normal defense.
Right. One of two zones, either 2-3 or a 1-3-1 matchup. And so, you know, styles make a fight, and those two teams match up real well with FGCU right now. Zach Johnson called for the foul on the drive. His first, second team foul. Well, we've wondered for a year and a half now. I mean, if you looked at FGCU, would you play them man-to-man?
No, not with that talent. Well, and the other thing is, Jacksonville wants to play the zone because they are the worst defending team in the conference, so they're hiding some weaknesses playing that zone.
J.R. Holder. Marquetti Norelli in the game. Helgelin plays catch. Now gets it back, 10 seconds. Reached in by Zach Johnson, then Reed had it taken away. Shot clock continues to go, however. Holder from three in the corner. Fourth three of the game for JU, and it's the Dolphins' first lead.
They average 9 a game, so they're halfway, just about halfway there.
Brandon Goodwin with the drive, and he ties it up.
That's why they're the poorest field goal percentage defense in the conference. He just went through the entire zone for a layup.
Helgelin gets it back. Third time's the charm. 3 threes in the early going for Cody Helgelin.
They are really good at catching the ball ready to shoot. Catch and release is all they do.
5 threes for Jacksonville. Dolphins yet to have a 2-point field goal. They don't need it. Marquetti Norelia. Lazy pass that gets knocked away.
The Eagles are attacking the zone well. They're getting good looks at the basket. And when they get into the lane to attack the basket against the zone, they finish. Are attacking the zone well. They're getting good looks at the basket. And when they get into the lane to attack the basket against the zone, they finish and score. You've got to think that they're going to get hot at some point, because right now they are 0 for 6 from three-point range against this zone.
Reggie Reed. 5 seconds now to shoot. Reed pulls up, 17-footer. Reggie Reed.
Right at the elbow again. That's where the shots are going to come from, there or the opposite corners.
But if you're Jacksonville, you'll give up those shots. Helgelin. Guess he was too wide open.
Yeah, that was too easy.
3-guard look for FGCU with Goodwin, Johnson, and Reed on the floor. Goodwin's pass, he's lucky to get it back. No look.
Oh, beautiful pass. Great vision. He is a special player, Goodwin, isn't he?
Demetrius Morant with 3 early buckets, and that one puts the Eagles back in front. Well, all last year, Pete, you know, as Goodwin was sitting out his transfer year, as Holder shoots a 3 and hits nothing but net for the second time. He's got 7. Jacksonville back in front. Well, all last year, when FGCU was at or near the top in the A-Sun, Goodwin alley-oop to Morant, and a foul.
And you're 0 for 6 from three-point range. You are now putting the onus on offensive rebounding or getting into the lane to create high percentage shots. So they've got to get to the glass and offensive rebound. They have 5 so far. There'll be many more with if they continue to shoot that poorly from the outside.
Well, Morant missed that free throw badly. He's now 0 for 3 from the line. Nearly midway through the first half. Holder missed the bunny, but gets it back. 3 ball by Darius Dawkins off the mark. Morelia. Nice skip pass to Goodwin. Goodwin tried to get it to Terrell. It was stolen away by Rubio. Rubio sets up Holder in the corner for 3. No, but he was fouled. And that's the second on Brandon Goodwin.
Now, Rubio is coming off a great game against Stetson. He's a first starting game as a freshman, and he had 8 threes. But he's been very unselfish today distributing the ball. And the Eagles have done a great job getting back on defense and picking him up right away.
Holder, a 74% free throw shooter. Little body English, little spin. The Dolphins back in front.
How about that for a debut, though, huh? Tanner Rubio, 8 threes, 31 points, and 6 assists.
That'll work.
He earned a little playing time.
Yeah, a little bit.
A second start tonight. Yeah. Both these teams are coming off big victories. Stetson at home for Jacksonville, and the huge win for the Eagles at North Florida on Wednesday night.
But we mentioned Jacksonville has had recent success against FGCU. Got Joe Dooley in 7 meetings, 3 and 4 all time against the Dolphins.
I saw that in the record book, and this team is trying to make that statistic go in the opposite direction with a good performance today to get started.
Terrell open for 3. The Eagles still looking for their first 3-point shot to go down of the game. Rubio driving on Reed, and he draws the foul. First on Reggie Reed, 14th foul on FGCU.
Got to keep the ball in front of you, the dribbler in front of you. You can't let him turn the corner and get by your shoulder. Now they switch to put Reed on Rubio. Good matchup there.
The pace seems to be more to FGCU's liking, but the Dolphins are hitting shots. And another timeout. We'll see if these Darius Dawkins to inbound from along the baseline. Timeout. We'll see if these Darius Dawkins to inbound from along the baseline. Rubio. And that one thrown away. Backcourt violation as Antoine Clayton came back and touched it first.
And that was caused by Reggie Reed being all over Rubio.
Reed now with the basketball. Rajon Scott Jr. checks into the scorer's table. And he is a good perimeter shooter, a stretch 4. The Eagles still looking for their first 3-pointer made. Reed keeps his dribble alive and gets fouled on the play by Clayton. That's his second.
Good call. He reached across his body that time.
16 foul on Jacksonville.
With Reed in the game, David, the wingspan of the zone is too big for him to see over, and he's having trouble moving the ball and running the offense. So Joe's made that change back to Terrell on the outside and Zach Johnson.
Alley-oop, deflected away by Dawkins. It was just a little behind Morant. Meanwhile, Holder the other way, drives it, can't finish. Good rebound in traffic, Scott. Zach Johnson the other way, 3-on-2. Morant rejected from behind, but a foul first.
What had some good things happen.
And Demetrius Morant kind of shot puts that one in. He needed that after missing his first three.
Didn't we make you the foul shooting coach a couple years ago? Huh? Can you help them work with Meach?
That's why I'm back here. Terrell with the steal. Hoping to draw the foul on White.
Good play. Tough finish.
Here's Rubio coming the other way. 8 minutes to go, first half. Tied up. Rubio has it partially blocked by Zach Johnson. White. And a hand check's going to FG. 3 or 4 teams still at arm's length.
Every game for the Eagles is for first place. They can't afford to drop one.
And they're
which
one
is
loss
good,
already
because,
at home.
Yeah, and that's good for them to play under that pressure because expectations are high. They have to make sure they show up every night and be focused and play for 40 minutes.
Well, they are the hunted this year. There's no question about it. White comes up short on the jumper. I believe that's what you were talking about a moment ago.
Yes, they are the hunted. And rightly so. The coaches and the media both picked them. But again, the expectations, because they're high, these players have to realize they have a responsibility of coming and playing every game for 40 minutes.
Christian Carlisle in the game for the first time. 10 seconds to shoot. Carlisle tried to get it to Scott, now gets it back. 6 seconds for Zach Johnson. Zach can't bank it in, however, Morant on the offensive boards. Big first half for Demetrius Morant. I've got him with 12. Zach with the steal, and then Rubio with the foul probably prevented a layup.
One of the things you want your players to do is to see the ball going back on defense, and that's exactly what Zach Johnson did. He was right in the passing lane, intercepted that pass.
So Demetrius Morant, who had a career-high 20 in the game earlier this season, already with 12 points, 13 minutes into this one. Darian Fernandez, who picked up 2 early fouls in the game as Rubio gets a rest. Zach Johnson, a 61% free throw shooter, missing the front end of a 1-and-1. Biggest lead in this game has been 4 at 4-0 for FGCU.
Eagles doing a nice job of closing out.
Fernandez kicks it out. Dawkins for 3. Zach Johnson splits 2, has it partially blocked, however, by Austin, who outlets to Fernandez. Holder thought about it. Now he will drive by Scott and draw the foul.
Both teams we've seen in the last couple minutes being really aggressive, attacking the basket. And that's what the Eagles have done to score tonight. They have 14 points in the paint. And, of course, some of that has been lob passes, but a lot of it's been attacking right through the gut of the zone, getting to the basket and finishing around the hoop.
J.R. Holder, a 74% free throw shooter, and yet he's missed half of his 6 free throws so far tonight.
One of the reasons Jacksonville plays a zone is because they don't want to get in foul trouble, but they've already committed over 7 fouls, 18 fouls this half. Playing a zone, that's very unheard of, but it's because of how aggressively the Eagles are attacking that zone and getting to the basket on them.
Holder able to get the second free throw to roll in. Johnson gets it to Scott, a freshman at the free throw line. Now Zach for three. Carlisle, the offensive rebound. Two freshmen, two sophomores, and Demetrius Morant on the floor right now for FGCU. Zach Johnson, that's a walk.
Cool.
Unofficially the 8th turnover of the game for the Eagles.
Carlisle's done a nice job. You know, he came in against North Florida, David, and he spurred the end of the first half run back to tie the score up. He scored 5 of the 7 points that the Eagles scored in that spurt. So he's been a good contributor off the bench.
Jacksonville, 5.5 minutes to go, first half. Still looking for their first 2-point bucket. 3 from the far side. Dawkins, no. Simmons, the rebound. So Jacksonville's still looking for their first 2. The Eagles still looking for their first 3.
Yes. It's okay. The way they're attacking the zone, they're going to be fine.
Zach Johnson. He was thinking alley-oop to Scott. Scott, meanwhile, was boxing out for a rebound.
Yeah, he had the right idea. Scott just didn't come to the basket for him.
Marquetti Norelia checks back in. The freshmen, Scott and Carlisle, check out. So Terrell and Norelia back in for FGCU. I think that was the case there. You know, Zach Johnson and Rajon Scott Jr., I don't know how often they've been on the floor at the same time together this year.
Well, and how many times have they practiced against a 1-3-1 zone in practice
Darius
together?
Dawkins, the nice runner in traffic. And there's Jacksonville's first 2-point bucket. And it gives the Dolphins a lead. Tucker. The free throw line, Simmons. Tucker. And he's fouled. El Manasterly hit him late. And Rajon Tucker will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Penetrate and look opposite for diagonal passes is what you want to do against the 1-3-1. The 1-3-1, on the other hand, wants you to throw over the top around those big, long, extended arms so that it takes longer for the pass to go around the horn than it does for you to attack and kick diagonally to open shooters.
Rajon Tucker, 76% free throw shooter, ties the game. Helgelin hit those 3 early threes, but he's been on the bench with 2 fouls.
Full court pressure for the Eagles.
They were able to get a steal on Rubio a moment ago, but Rubio not on the floor right now. Marcel White. Dawkins for 3. Darius Dawkins, his team leading 53rd 3 of the season. Jacksonville up by 2. Simmons down low, Norelia, no, but he was fouled.
Stacking up these threes, and they've made them with hands in their face, to their credit. And to the credit of the Eagles, they are closing out and making them tough shots.
Marquetti Norelia. Just a 58% free throw shooter so far this year. He has shot free throws 10+% better than that throughout his career. Missing the second free throw. Rubio with the basketball. Jacksonville up 1. Rubio driving on Terrell. Christian trying to return the favor, and he does. First points of the game.
Drive by the lefty.
Eagles back in front with 3:20 to play. Reggie Reed denying the 3 by Rubio. 7 seconds to shoot. Dawkins hands off to Holder. Holder over Reed, and he hits his third 3
Great defense and an excellent shot. That's why he's an all-conference player, J.R. Holder.
Holder at 6'7", and the 5'11" Reed was not going to be able to contest that shot enough to get a piece of it, and Holder knew it. 13 for J.R. Holder. Norelia the drive and bucket.
They're doing a great job of carving up that zone when they perform dribble penetration toward the elbow.
2.5 minutes to go, first half. Rubio down low. Austin can't get it to go. Skip pass.
Good diagonal pass out of the corner in the opposite direction.
Now Terrell returns the favor. Tucker for three. 2 minutes to go in the half. FGCU without a made three. Unofficially 0 for 9 from downtown is FGCU. And look at Jacksonville. 8 of 16. Look at that stat. And Norelia with the steal on Rubio, the big fella.
The big fella coming into his own. He'll be such a help for this team if he gets back to the form he is in last year when he was first team all-conference.
The senior picking the pocket of the freshman. And a foul.
Oh, Joe Dooley is not happy about that call. Oh, I've never seen Joe get that red before.
Minute 13 to go.
He's got a good point. He has the right to stay vertical, and Rubio leaned into him on that.
Rubio, 77% free throw shooter, misses the front end of the 1-and-1. It's been a difficult half for the freshman. And now Rubio commits the foul.
Little frustration foul that time rather than fatigue. Rubio, tough play on the other end. Now the coach is going to talk to him along the sidelines. This happens to all freshmen at one time or another in their career. He's trying to do his best, but he's got to be patient.
Double bonus time. And that's why Christian Terrell gets 2 free throws. And he makes them both. So
you normally don't see, Dave, I'm sorry, see teams get into the double bonus against zone teams.
The Eagles remaining patient despite being 0 for from beyond the arc. Dawkins tries to answer from 3, and he airballs it. FGCU can play 2 for 1 here if they hurry. Norelia finds Tucker and knocked away. White commits the foul.
They just haven't made the perimeter shots against the 1-3-1. So they've had to attack the basket, and they had to rely on offensive rebounds. They've done a pretty good job on the offensive boards. 7 offensive rebounds. And many trips to the foul line as a result of their tough play around the basket.
Well, Norelia, his struggles from the line continue. Rubio to Holder. Knocked away by Zach Johnson. Johnson ahead of the field.
And the reverse dunk. And that'll get your energy flowing on the defensive end now, too.
8 seconds to go in the half. Holder, 4 seconds. Don't know if he realizes it. He does. He forces up a 3 in front of the FGCU bench.
And get some open looks at the basket. And they can't foul. If you're Jacksonville, you got to stop fouling in that zone. Get some open looks at the basket. And they can't foul. If you're Jacksonville, you got to stop fouling in that zone.
It will be Jacksonville ball to start things off here in the second half. Tanner Rubio had a tough first half, back in there. Rubio fires over Goodwin. Ju back in that matchup zone. Zach Johnson penetrates it and hits.
You can see why they are a poor defensive team, because they just let you dribble by them in the zone. They want you to shoot the ball so they can get their hands on it and go the other way.
Zach Johnson commits the foul. That's his second. First team foul. Rubio to inbound. Clayton, Rubio play catch. Now Rubio baseline, nice kick out. Fernandez for three. Goodwin saves it. Christian Terrell to Goodwin in the open floor. Zach open for three.
Finally. Finally. Push the ball against the zone and get down the floor before they can set up open looks and finally make one.
Biggest lead of the game for either team. First three of the game for FGCU after 9 misses. Rubio tries to answer. Morant the rebound. Brandon Goodwin to Zach. He was feeling it a bit there. Now Rubio in transition, a little too far for Holder. Tanner Rubio, 6-foot freshman. And he has been just a little off tonight.
Playing like a freshman on the road.
Was dynamite in his first start of the year in the 103-92 win against Stetson.
And that's a smart coaching move by Tony Jacek to start him at home.
Goodwin dribbles it off his foot, out of bounds, and a turnover. The 10th of the game for the Eagles.
Jacksonville, don't you think David has done a nice job of shutting down Goodwin right now? They've taken away his driving lanes.
Goodwin started to get it going in the first half, picked up his second foul, and sat for about half of the first half. Fernandez with the drive right by Morant, but he kicks it out for a 3-ball, which is missed by White. However, Fernandez picks Morant's pocket to get it back. 3-ball from Holder is short. Jacksonville comes out cold from the perimeter. Bucket in the foul, however, for Marcel White. And boy, has that got to feel good, having sat out 22 games. Comes back in, first points since the opening game of the season.
He did a nice job attacking the basket that time, all because of second opportunities that the Dolphins were able to get on their offensive end of the floor.
Demetrius Morant picks up the foul, his first, second team foul. Big three-point play for White and the Dolphins. Here early second half to remain within 5. Now the zone becomes a bit of a 2-3 zone for JU. Goodwin double teamed out high. Norelia, who checked in the game. Christian Terrell finds a seam. Can't get the jumper to go. Rebound kicked out. Brandon Goodwin. Knocked into the backcourt. Bullet pass to Morant, who converts the second time around.
Great look by Goodwin. I like the Eagles' ability to attack the 2-3 zone better than the 1-3-1 because you don't have as many active hands in the passing lanes.
Fernandez drives by 2 defenders, kicks it out. Helgelin for 3. Dolphins were not missing these shots in the first half. Patience shown
posted up, didn't he?
by the Eagles. Christian Terrell to Zach Johnson. No look to Demetrius Morant. That is 16 for Meach. Biggest lead of the game for FGCU.
The Eagles have thrown some great penetrating passes against this zone defense tonight.
Holder lost it out of bounds. FGCU ball.
Back to the 1-3-1 zone.
Goodwin will shoot over it. It was halfway down, popped out, looked as if it kissed off the glass before softly falling in, and FGCU has outscored the Dolphins 12-3 in the opening moments of the second half. White fouled by Terrell.
And you can rest assured, David, shooting as well as the Eagles are right now in this 0 for 6 from three-point range after going 9 for 18 in the first half.
If you're Jacksonville, what do you do? Anything differently?
No, you hope to start get hot again and make shots, but you also want to try and push and get more opportunities in transition too.
And a foul. An illegal screen set by Antoine Clayton out beyond the top of the key, and that's his third.
And the way you push the ball in transition is make defensive stops, and they haven't been able to do that this half against the Eagles. They're extending the 131 zone now to see if they can cause some problems.
Norelia bounced past to Goodwin, open for three. White with the rebound. Good look there for FGCU. White in transition goes right by Goodwin and Morant and leaves it up and in. And you could see why Jacksonville couldn't wait to get Marcel White back in the lineup, and the 12th turnover of the game for FGCU.
Yeah, he's a little different dimension than the three-point shooters are. He's taking it right to the rack and being very successful at either scoring or drawing fouls.
Fernandez and Clayton each with 3 fouls. Fernandez thought he drew a foul there. That's why he hoisted up the shot. No call. Christian Terrell. Down low, Norelia. Good position. High percentage shot.
Good look by Terrell. Looked the defense off him with a pump fake.
Norelia with 7 off the bench. 13 bench points for FGCU so far in this one. Nice drive by J.R. Holder's first points of the second half. Zach alley-oop to Morant, who missed it twice. He grabbed it back, however. Third time not the charm, and he's come up injured, holding his nose. Meanwhile, quickly the other way, Fernandez, no, but he drew a foul. And Christian Terrell's just picked up his third foul.
He doesn't want to come out, but I think Joe's going to replace him. 3 fouls.
14-10. And Morant got hit with the ball in the nose and played through it. And then once he missed the shot.
Great second and third effort, though. And Jacksonville didn't foul, and usually in that situation they ran back at him and draw a foul on this end.
Darian Fernandez, a 74% free throw shooter.
Comes Reggie in for Zach.
Reggie Reed in the game. Fernandez makes the second free throw. So the Dolphins have cut the 12-point deficit to 8. 6 minutes gone, second half. FGCU's already committed 14 fouls, so the Dolphins have a chance to get back in it at the free throw line. Goodwin with his back to the basket.
Well, and that's the first time we've seen Jacksonville go man-to-man, and we see why they play mostly zone. Just gave up a layup to Goodwin. Goodwin
has 12 points. Beautiful crossover by Fernandez, and he kicks out. Now Fernandez gets it back in the corner. Helgelin driving on the smaller Reggie Reed.
Good recognition by Helgelin.
Cody Helgelin's first bucket of the second half. He's got 11. Goodwin has it knocked away, and a foul call. That could be the 4th on Fernandez.
Yep, it is.
And it is Darian Fernandez.
Now that he's going to replace the veteran with the freshman, Rubio. This will be interesting.
So the senior has to sit with 4 fouls. And Tanner Rubio has had a rough night so far. Rubio unofficially, no points, 6 turnovers.
Well, we've seen 3 different defenses by the Dolphins this half. They're in 2-3 now, but
Goodwin split it. 15 seconds still on the shot clock. Norelia back to Reed for 3. Rajon Tucker actually collided with his own teammate trying to follow up for the jam.
He was really up in the air.
Holder driving on Tucker, and that's the 5th team foul on FGCU.
The one thing Jacksonville has done in the offensive sets now is they're attacking the basket a little more than just settling for all threes, and they are drawing fouls on the Eagles.
That's the first foul on Rajon Tucker. Helgelin, as Goodwin quickly raced out to deny him the 3. And Rajon Tucker just got called for a hand check. Fouls are 6-2 so far in the second half, and the home crowd becoming aware of that stat.
Well, this is what normally happens when one team plays man-to-man, the other plays zone.
Well, the Eagles have 6 players on the floor right now. That's why Reggie Reed jogs off. And Rajon Tucker just picked up 2 quick fouls trying to guard J.R. Holder. Rubio fires up a 3. Ball loose. Holder tracks down the rebound. Holder got Morant in the air, and a travel call. The officials conferred. It was either going to be a foul on Morant or a travel, and they decided it would be a travel.
The officials agreed, and Tony Jessic, the coach from Jacksonville, disagreed.
Goodwin splits the zone and hits the floater.
Just too easy to be able to split a zone on a dribble.
14 for Goodwin. Eagles back up by 10. Kevin Mickle in the game to try to hound J.R. Holder. Rubio. Helgelin, 8 seconds. J.R. Holder realizing he's under 5 seconds. Holder, Kevin Mickle got a piece of it. That's why Mickle's in the game. Goodwin pushes the tempo. Zach Johnson. Oh! Showed the ball. Took it back. Laid it up and in.
Goodwin and Johnson do the solid things, but they can also do the spectacular every once in a while.
And they have combined for 14 of the Eagles' 20 second half points, and now Johnson tips it away to Goodwin, who alley-oops to Morant.
Timeout.
To 11.
Led by their 2 all-conference performers, Goodwin and Zach Johnson. They have just been phenomenal in this half, not only scoring themselves, but distributing the ball and making the Eagles, giving the Eagles this big, comfortable lead, 14 points with 11 to go.
And already a double-double for Demetrius Morant, 18 points, 11 rebounds. His career high is 20. So the man they nicknamed Meech at FGCU having a very big night against Jacksonville. The Dolphins swept the Eagles a year ago. FGCU trying to remain in first place. Strong drive with the left hand by Holder, but he couldn't get the runner to go. Goodwin down court. Morant provides the screen. Then he grabs the rebound, only to lose it to Rubio.
Good hustle by the big guy.
Rubio with the crossover. Morant blocks it. Rubio gets it back. 3 from the corner. Darius Dawkins. Much needed shot for JU.
Let's see if they stay in their their zone defense. It looks like they're going to.
Alley-oop, and Morant was grabbed on the alley, and that's why he couldn't provide the oop.
Yeah, it is hard when someone's holding you.
J.R. Holder called for the foul, his first alley, and that's why he couldn't provide the oop.
Yeah, it is hard when someone's holding you.
J.R. Holder called for the foul, his first, third-team foul, and Demetrius Morant have scored 20 of the 22.
Yep.
Meach, who's now 2 of 6 from the free throw line on the night.
They're not needed tonight, but it's scary to think how much they're going to need those accurate free throws at some point in the season.
Full court pressure by FGCU. Rubio looked as if he was trapped momentarily. And Rubio throws it away.
Kevin Mickle's done a nice job coming off the bench, hasn't he? Defensive specialist for sure. And J.R. Holder wishes he hadn't gotten into the game at this point.
Kevin Mickle thinks he can guard all 5 positions, and he is willing to take on the challenge at any time. And despite having 4 fouls, Darian Fernandez checks in for that young man, Tanner Rubio, who is just having a very rough night. 7 turnovers and counting for the freshman. Goodwin, no look to Morant, who ties his career high.
Nice again, boy.
And actually that bucket gives him a career high at 21 because he made the second free throw. 21 points, a new career high for Demetrius Morant. Fernandez with the drive and the kick. And White draws the 3rd foul on Rajon Tucker, who, as you can see, doesn't agree. It's also the 17th foul on FGCU. Write this down. 9:28 to go. Jacksonville is shooting free throws the rest of the way. The Dolphins are a 75% free throw shooting team. This game far from over.
They might want to give a little cushion to Marcel White, who has not played since the opening game and hasn't taken an outside shot tonight.
Goodwin, meanwhile, quickly the other way. The floater tipped up and eventually jammed home by Morant.
Great work by the big guys, especially Morant.
Little sequences there. Sorry, Coach. White misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and then quickly the other way, it's a dunk. If you're Jacksonville, you got to be winning those sequences.
Demoralizes you, completely demoralizes you. You're uphill, you're on the bottom of the scoreboard. You can't afford giving up easy scores.
And Darian Fernandez with a quick first step made that an easy score. Christian Terrell back in the game for 3. FGCU with a 14-point lead despite having made only 2 threes in the game. Quick 3 by White is short. Remember, this Jacksonville team scored 103 points the other day against Stetson. They can score a lot of points in a hurry.
And threes can change a game quickly and dramatically if they get hot.
Goodwin with the drive and the layup.
But you know what? If you want to come back from playing behind, you have to make stops. And this team is not. It doesn't look like they're really in the mood to make any stops in the defensive end.
Goodwin has 16, and that is FGCU's lead. Holder gets Mickle up in the air, drew the foul, and will go to the line. First foul on Mickle, but 8th team foul with 8:02 to go.
Yep, he got him, bumped him a little bit on the way up.
Holder, a 74% free throw shooter. Had 16 points in the first half, 4 threes and 4 free throws. And Demetrius Morant gets a breather as Mark-Eddie Norelia checks in the game.
Holder's been a great performer for this team all year long. He had 23 the other night against Stetson.
Averaging 18 points a game. He has 19 after that miss. Well, Pete Lonergan, you said at the beginning it would be FGCU, the #1 defensive team in the conference, against Jacksonville's dynamic offense. Defense so far winning out.
It usually does when two good teams play each other.
Fernandez picked Zach Johnson's pocket only to inadvertently step out of bounds. So it will be FGCU basketball when we come back. Demetrius Morant, 21 points. Demetrius Morant, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Eagles in control.
First place for the rest of the season to ensure that they can wrap up home court advantage throughout the playoffs.
Jacksonville 1 for 11 shooting threes so far in the second half after being 9 for 18 in the first half. And I asked you at halftime, should FGCU do anything differently defensively? And you said no. Goodwin can't get the floater to go.
Well, the shots they were making in the first half were tough shots and contested shots. They didn't make them in the second half. They haven't made them in the second half.
JU needs to make a run beginning now. Fernandez with 4 fouls. Gives it to Holder. 10 seconds to shoot. Fernandez drives by Goodwin. Turns it over. Zach Johnson. Zach forces one up.
Oh, spectacular. Oh, my goodness. High off the glass.
As a coach, you are screaming, no, no, nice shot, get back.
Great shot. And we'll have fun with that in the film room on Sunday.
11 now for Zach Johnson, 9 of that in the second half. Dawkins for 3. And a collision between Goodwin and Clayton. And I believe Goodwin called for the foul. And that is the 9th team foul on FGCU.
Clayton is 6'6". Forward, knocked to the floor by little Brandon Goodwin.
Now, Goodwin is very thick, though.
He's tough and wiry and thick.
Clayton, a 63% free throw shooter. Goodwin has 3 fouls. Christian Terrell has 3 fouls. And they both remain on the floor at present for FGCU. It's a 1-and-1 free throw since it's the 9th. I believe Jacksonville's missed all 3 of their 1-and-1 free throws.
Yes, they have in the second half.
And they're a 75% free throw shooting team.
They're a team you don't want to foul normally.
Christian Terrell fouled from behind by Dawkins.
Now, when you look at Christian having 3 fouls on him and Goodwin having 3 fouls on him and Joe Dooley is leaving him in the game, that's a trust factor where the coaches know that they can count on these 2 players playing hard, continue to play hard, but you have to play smart. You don't want to pick up your 4th foul.
You see Antoine Clayton come out. He had a little hitch in his giddy up there. I think he turned his right ankle. Christian Terrell makes the second of 2 free throws. Helgelin, who made 3 threes in the first half, back in the game. The officials, as the clock did not move, are going to take 4 seconds off it. Jacksonville gets the inbound at midcourt. Biggest lead of the game right now for FGCU. The Dolphins in 14 minutes in the second half have scored but 17 points. Helgelin, meanwhile, quick first step. I thought he was going to shoot it. Instead, Fernandez will. Good rebound by El Monasterly. Skip pass, knocked out of bounds. In fact, Christian Terrell touched it, but so did Darian Fernandez, and Fernandez touched it last.
Good vision by Terrell to get in the passing lane, get a piece of that.
32-17 is the margin so far in the second half in favor of FGCU.
Well, and the Dolphins are going to stay in their zone defense, it looks like, with an 18-point deficit to overcome.
Well, as Zach Johnson and Demetrius Morant miscommunicated there. We said they really only have two defenses. They play a 2-3 zone and a matchup 1-3-1. Holder driving on Mickle, blocked from behind by Morant. Here's Goodwin 3-on-2. Goodwin to Morant.
Oh. When you're a running team, the players that set the tone for that are the forwards, because not the guards pushing the ball as much as the forwards. They make you a running team because the guards will push it if they have somebody to dish it off to, just like Goodwin did to Morant that time.
A career night for Demetrius Morant. 25 points, 15 rebounds. And the Eagles up 20. Helgelin, and eventually they work it out. Dawkins for three. Elman Asterly tracks down the long rebound. They're going to reward the big fella by letting him get it down low. He can't get it to go, however. Fernandez, I believe, just fouled out.
What a great job by Morant that time.
My bad. They called in on 11, not 10. So Fernandez stays in the game.
You see Morant take the contact that time. He stayed vertical and didn't commit the foul.
Well, and foul trouble has been an issue for Demetrius Morant. Not tonight, though. Brandon Goodwin checks out. So does Christian Terrell. Reggie Reed and Christian Carlisle check in.
Now we should see a little patience by the Eagles against this zone. No hurry.
The clock is FGCU's friend. Christian Carlisle has a tremendous assist-to-turnover ratio for being a true freshman and limited playing time. Carlisle left open for three.
Oh, he almost got the bounce.
And a foul called. Kevin Mickle went up for the rebound, and he was knocked to the floor by Cody Helgelin. The third.
Well, a statistical phenomena against a team that played zone all night is 50 points in the paint the Eagles have scored today, to tell you how efficient they were at attacking this zone.
Well, these two teams are going to play a week from today in Jacksonville. What adjustments do you expect for the Dolphins?
Well, you know, I don't know that they can change, because they are not a good defensive team, and they're not going to become a good defensive team in 2 weeks. And then one adjustment would be look at the film and not let dribble penetrators get into the zone as easy as the Eagles got into this zone from the wings and from the gap and even from the baseline. Because once they got in and drew the defenders to them, they dished it out for easy shots, or they threw lob passes for dunks.
Morant committed the foul, the 10th on FGCU. So Elman Asterly will shoot 2 free throws. And Monasterly, up until recently, was a starter. Having started 20 of the first 22 games of the year.
Jacksonville stays in the zone, amazingly.
Well, Zach Johnson, Demetrius Morant, the only two starters on the floor right now for FGCU. Zach, baseline jumper, no. Kevin Mickle, the follow. His first points of the night. Mickle. Jacksonville was hanging in there, and they brought Mickle in the game midway through the second half on J.R. Holder. He shut him down, and the Eagles.
And he just entered the box score emphatically on that dunk.
It was 36-33 at the half. Carlisle, a bit out of control, commits the offensive foul.
Not a bad move. He saw a little gap there. Got caught in the air.
And Demetrius Morant should get a tremendous ovation.
He should be going right to Goodwin and Zach and saying, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? Took good care of the big guy.
25 points, 16 rebounds, 2 blocks unofficially for Demetrius Morant. That's a career high points.
That's a good day's work, and it happened against a team they had to beat.
Rubio. Oh, he needed that.
Oh, yeah.
Been a very rough night for the freshman Tanner Rubio before that shot. No points, 8 turnovers, 0 for 7 from the field before that three. 2 minutes to go.
He had as many turnovers tonight as he had threes last game. That's what a change can change on his game tonight.
Zach Johnson tried to get it down low to Rajon Scott. Turnover. Rubio sets up Helgelin for 3. Nickel. Nice anticipation by Rubio. Holder finishing strong.
Don't foul. No need to foul.
I've got Holder unofficially with 21. And FGCU is going to call timeout just to make some substitutions. I think looking to get Zach Johnson in particular out of the game.
Yep.
And walk on Rendis Feikners from Latvia out of the game.
Yep.
And walk on Rendis Feikners from Latvia will check in.
Another big night for Zach. 11 points, 3 assists, 3 steals.
Reggie Reed splits the zone, the floater.
Oh. Nice touch in the lane there.
4 points for Reed, minute to go. Elman Asterly out to Holder. Nice give and go. Elman Asterly can't hit the shot, however. Should be the final time the Eagles take a shot in this game. Reed with the drive, absorbs the contact, hits the shot anyway. 6 points for Reggie Reed. Shot clock turned off. Eagles by 20. Reed knocked it away, stolen by Carlisle. Up ahead to Mickle.
Good look by Carlisle for the assist.
And that happened so quickly, I don't think there was a chance for Joe Dooley to tell him, no, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Yeah.
Holder for 3.
Well,